Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Joey G. And tonight, little quick show out there. Should WWE buy TNA? And, you know, the answer that I have, simple. Yes, they should. Vince should buy it in a heartbeat. TNA's on in about an hour. And I'm looking about this much forward to it. This much. Not 3 zills. It's goose egg. Not even 2 goose eggs. It's just... TNA is just like, I was talking about it earlier, and I left a comment. I was watching something on YouTube, and I left a comment. And when the Main Event Mafia was there, the original Main Event Mafia, with Kurt Angle, Sting, Booker T, Kevin Nash, even when Samoa Joe joined and Taz came in, TNA was fat. TNA went downhill, I would say, after Immortal got formed, when Hulk with that 10-10-10 bullshit, when Abyss kept saying they're coming. Like, I thought it was going to be something good. Like, they had it in the Ocean Center, where Hogan turned heel. I thought it was going to be really big. I thought it was really going to take TNA to the next level, because they had the players to do it. They had Hogan in there and Bischoff. Okay, they're old, but Hogan and Bischoff also turned WCW. I mean, okay, it was 2010, but what, 11 years? 12 years the most before that, they took over the wrestling world. Okay, they didn't have Ted Turner's checkbook this time, but they had a new thing, a new company, a 6-sided ring that the wrestlers there liked. But no, all Eric Bischoff wanted to do, and he got in Dixie Carter's head, was sign ex-WWE talent or talent from Japan, because Bischoff does like the Japan wrestlers, you know what I mean, and the Mexican wrestlers. He is into that. I mean, he was a big part of having the luchadors in WCW. I mean, TNA was good. Jeff Hardy's first stint there in TNA. It was good. It was great. I remember him the first time ever he came out in 2004. In the old asylum in Nashville. I mean, and Cowboy James Storm was there. That's when he was with America's Most Wanted. I mean, TNA, WWE was still better in my part. But, I mean, it was just like, it was almost like a war in TNA. I remember when Christian. His name was Christian Cage in TNA. He came back for Slammiversary, what, 2 years ago? 2012? Yeah. Hogan was running TNA still. And Christian came out. But the thing I got with TNA is, Hogan, you know, told Dixie Carter, you know, I'm going to change this place around. Kurt Angle said, I'm going to stay here forever. Sting, you know, was her built besides AJ Styles. Sting and AJ Styles were like her, like she could always count on them, she thought. And all 4 of them guys I just named, Hogan, Angle, Sting, and AJ Styles, none of them are with TNA anymore. TNA's newest signing I've seen since I've watched it, it was Brodus Clay. Now his name is Tyrus, yeah. I mean, and he's young, and he's with Michael Nutter, a.k.a. Derek Bateman from NXT, EC3, who I like. I like EC3. I'm down with EC3. I don't know how he does it, but EC3. Ethan Carter III. We know he's not Dixie's nephew. You know, he was the guy who was Derek Bateman. He was on NXT, season 4. Yeah, because season 3 was the Divas. Season 4, and Daniel Bryan was his pro. Daniel Bryan was on NXT 1. Y'all remember? And The Miz was his pro. Remember that? Who would ever think Daniel Bryan would get this big? I remember when he did the keg stand. But, yeah, I do think WWE should buy TNA. And you know why? Because you could bring another belt in. You know what I mean? You could call, I don't know what you would call that. But you can't just have one champion, as you say. But look what the world champion's doing right now. He's doing what I'm doing, except he's probably not recording anything. You know what I mean? He's sitting home, having a glass of coffee or tea. I'm having tea now. I drink coffee in the morning or in the afternoon. At night I stick to tea unless I don't have any tea. Then I'll drink coffee. But coffee's like strictly to get me going. Tea's like to relax. You know what I mean? He's probably sitting at home with Sable, his wife. You know what I mean? Reno Lesnar now. Used to be Reno Marrow. Because she used to be married to Wild Man Mark Marrow, a.k.a. Johnny B. Bad, Little Richard. Y'all remember that. But, I mean, we need another champion. And Bobby Lashley, I mean, he's a big dude. Him and Lesnar would be a good match to see who, I mean, I think that if they did buy TNA, they would bring the TNA World title in and maybe just call it that. The TNA World title. You got the WWE World title and you got the TNA World title. And I don't know what you do. You put the TNA guy, you switch it up. You have a draft. Like I had they are having a draft. I mean, I just did that mock draft the other night on the show just for the hell of it. But I read online that there's going to be a draft. And I read on like 4 different websites. You know? and a couple shows like I do. You know what I mean? A dude said it. You know, the WWE is doing a draft after WrestleMania. Some said before WrestleMania. I think that would be stupid. I'd wait till after WrestleMania. But you're going to have 2 champions. The only way I can see having 1 champion is say like, okay, at WrestleMania, all right, I'm picking Ryback to win. Okay, Ryback wins the WWE World Title. Okay, we know Lesnar's leaving for like 9 months, and he ain't going to be back till like next year, like right before WrestleMania. They'll sign up for a match at WrestleMania next year. 2016, not 2015 coming up, 2016. Because right after WrestleMania, he might be on Raw the next night, he might not be. Knowing Brock, if he loses the title, he'll probably be like, the hell with everybody, I'm out. I lost, they'll see me next year. Peace. You know how Brock is. He's all about the money. And I'm not, that's what it's about. That is about putting food on the table for Sable and his little girl. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Or else why else would he be doing it? And Brock's a bad dude who could bash faces, for real. He's a bad dude, just like Big Papa Pump. I don't know who's badder, one of them two. Big Papa Pumpkin kicks some ass too. You know what I'm saying? He's a bad dude. He puts down my favorite wrestler, Shawn Michaels, all the time. But I'm a big Papa Pump fan too. He's one of my favorites of all time. Shawn is my favorite of all time, HBK. But Scotty Steiner said this: Shawn Michaels, great wrestler, greatest in-ring performer ever, but the biggest punk ever. Says the same thing about Ric Flair, but he don't have that much against Shawn Michaels, but he cannot stand Triple H or Ric Flair. The things he says about him, like calling Flair a crybaby, like when they made, I said it the other night on my show, when they made fun of Arn Anderson's retirement, like Flair really thought that Kurt Hennig was going to jump and be with the Horsemen, and Ric Flair was going to have another run and be able to go around and go, woo, you know? And then when he found out that, it was all work, he was really crying. Like he had these sad puppy dog eyes. And Scott Steiner said him, Buff, Perfect, Scott Norton, and Scott Hall were in the next room like cracking up, like they were high school kids, and the dude was crying. And Ric Flair, a legend, at that time was a, 13-time world champion. He should have been out of the business by then anyway, crying. But that's the thing what TNA did. That January 4th, 2010, what did they do? Hogan came. They made it look like it was going to be so big that night. And it was all right. I remember Scott Hall and Sean Waltman were in the crowd. Hogan let them over the gate. And then Bischoff and Hogan ruined TNA. And that was the thing, like, I can feel Dixie Carter, she's got to be hurt. She's got to think, damn, Hulk Hogan told me in 2009, in October of 2009, when he made this, the end of September 2009, when he made this deal with me, that we were going to take this to the top. And they had the meeting inside Madison Square Garden. Inside the garden, the WWE's home. They didn't have it, where the wrestling's at and where the Knicks and Rangers play. But, it was in the garden. You know what I mean? They had in one of the big rooms in Madison Square Garden. And, Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, and Dixie Carter all shaking hands. And that was all right. And then that lockdown shit came, and that was corny. Then they brought the ring back to the four sides, and that was it. Like, that was, even before Mortal came in, that was it. Because the six-sided ring was TNA's calling card. And once that went, and once Jeff Jarrett, the founder of the company, said the hell with the company, that was it. And then when you had AJ Styles and the originals like Bobby Roode, and I'm not a big Bobby Roode fan, I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's WWE material. James Storm, I hear he's going to, may the force be with you. I hear he's going to go, he's good buddies with Jeff Jarrett. I hear he's going to G-Force Wrestling. Once Jeff Jarrett's company opens up, TNA's roster is going to even lessen. So, Dixie, if you're smart, you'll sell your company to Vince McMahon, and you'll get a. And Vince is a good guy. He'll give you a job there. He gave Eric Bischoff a job, and look what Bischoff did. Bischoff had Medusa come out on live TV and throw the women's belt in the trash can. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? He used to give away what was going to happen on a tape show. WWE don't do that to TNA. You don't see Michael Cole or JBL or The King talk about TNA on Raw. Well, they don't have to. You know what I mean? Now, TNA was beating them. I think Michael Cole, especially JBL, what do you call it? They would all take shots at TNA if TNA was winning, because you got it. It's competition. In my heart of hearts, I wish TNA was up there, not beating WWE, because I'm a WWE guy for life. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the Click. You know what I'm saying? Callie O'Neill, Mikey Noor, Stace, everybody. Pooch, hang in there. I'll give you a call. Fran Daddy, everybody. What's up? Buddha Guns, H Diesel. Shout out to my mom, happy birthday. Shout out to my brother D Mac, Mikey, Tommy Mogahill, what's up? Saying shout outs to everybody. But yeah, I think, you know, WWE should buy TNA and put me in creative control. Straight up though. I mean, and I would break it down. I wouldn't put like, people I hear are saying, you know, I hear rumors, you know, this is the kind of show I came up with tonight. You know, should WWE buy TNA? Should they purchase TNA? And that's how I came at it. But then, you know, some people were saying, oh, you know, I heard comments, you know, through other websites and other people's shows, oh, well, put the whole TNA roster on SmackDown. No, you don't do that. That's stupid. That's like just saying, okay, TNA's a second-rate company. Yeah, they are, but you can't do that if they're going to be bought by the WWE. And half of the guys in TNA, well, yeah, half of the guys in TNA were in WWE, but they weren't big star. Kurt Angle, but he's already coming back. That's already confirmed. Now, Jeff Hardy, I don't know. I'm hearing that he is confirmed. He's not. But I know Kurt Angle's confirmed. I know he's coming back. I know for a fact. I know Sting's coming. He's going to have a match at WrestleMania at least. I don't know what this authority thing at Survivor Series is going to bring. I think that's going to have something to do. But I think the WWE should look at TNA's crowd. I mean, even when they're in the Impact Zone, it's just dead anymore. I remember in the Impact Zone, you would hear TNA, TNA. Now when I go to indie shows, like at the Armory, at the old ECW arena, all you hear is fuck TNA, fuck TNA, fuck TNA, fuck TNA. Dixie Swallows, Dixie Swallows, Dixie Swallows. I mean, straight up, there used to be a time where people were, you know, I don't think they cheered, you know, nothing great about Dixie, but they would see TNA or WWE, you know, FWWE. You know, I'm trying not to curse because of the kids out there, you know what I mean? But they would say that about WWE now, you know what I mean? I get people riled up at the crowd, but I don't cheer for TNA. I just can't. I go along with the F chance of TNA because I don't like TNA. Now, if WWE buys them, that'll be great. And I'm not talking about warding it down, just taking the young stars like when they bought WCW. I'm talking about taking all the stars of TNA, the champion Bobby Lashley, all of them. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe should have been in WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin says it on his podcast all the time. Chris Jericho said it. Samoa Joe should be there. You know what I mean? He's good friends with Christian. You know, Rhino, another great wrestler. You know what I mean? Granted, he's had alcohol problems, but who isn't human and who hasn't had problems like that? Rhino's a good wrestler. Gore, gore, gore. I remember Cena said he rocks a horn on his head. I rock a horn on my shorts. That's when Cena was cool. I remember that shit. That was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I remember that. Cena had his Brewers jersey on and his Brewers hat on. I remember that. That's when the C Nation was cool. That's when he was thugonomics. Word life. But, yeah, TNA definitely. Because G-Force Wrestling's coming in. And Jeff Jarrett's already said, I was going to do Thursday nights. But Jeff Jarrett don't want to go to war with SmackDown. Nobody wants to go to war with WWE. So, you know what I mean? You're not really doing nothing on Wednesday night. I don't even watch TNA. And I got to get up early. And TNA's over at 11. You know what I mean? But TNA just sucks. They suck. They really do. I mean, they were a company when the Main Event Mafia were there. And they had the six-sided ring. And yeah, they had WWE talent. That was old. But they were still cool. The Main Event Mafia was probably the coolest fact. They were way better than Immortal. They were way better than Fortune. I mean, I'm just saying. I think Vince should purchase. Vince, Steph, Triple H, Linda, the whole WWE family. Laurinaitis, all of them should tell Vince, buy TNA. And I bet you Dixie would give it to you at a good price. Hire Dixie, let her be a general manager of Raw or SmackDown or an executive something, and you got a good company. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. That's what I think the fate of TNA will be. That's the fate of TNA. You know what I mean? Should WWE buy TNA? Yes, I think they should, and I think they will. I think the Survivor Series is going to have something to do with that, especially if the Authority loses. And who's going to join Team Cena? I tell you what, Dolph Ziggler is going to. Dean Ambrose says he's not on Team Authority or Team Cena, but Dean Ambrose will join. Ryback will join. And I'm telling you, 2015 is the year of Dolph Ziggler. I'm telling you. And Ryback's going to have a great year, and Ambrose. But I think Dolph Ziggler, and I mean, I like Dolph Ziggler, but I'm not like his biggest fan or nothing. You know, I don't walk around shaking my ass saying Dolph Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler. But he reminds me of a young Shawn Michaels, and he's a great wrestler, and he can sell his moves. But this is Joey G, WWE, buy TNA, and hire Joey G as the head of creative. This is Joey G. I'm out. Peace.